Contest. The famous Lonsdale belt at lightweight is on the line as Scotty Cardle defends against old rival Sean "Masher" Dodd after their first exciting, controversial encounter last November. Nick and Jim, a former holder of the belt himself, after John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn proudly presents the ultimate rematch. Here we go again. Please welcome to the ring now, from Birkenhead, Sean "Masher"
Dodd is certainly going to have the crowd on his side once again here, just as he did when they met in the first fight. He sold over £50,000 worth of tickets on his own. Masher Dodd, so popular in Birkenhead, just across the River Mersey. A very engaging character. He admitted his life was completely going off the rails when he just discovered boxing at the age of 24, walked into the venture ABC, got taken under the wings of Danny Kelly and Sean Trott. You can see in the background there his trainers, and boxing turned his life around. He talks about boxing saving him. He got his chance with an upset win against Gary Buckland. He almost completed the Cinderella story with that terrific performance against Cardle in November. It wasn't to be, but it was the kind of fight that screamed rematch, and here it is. And the big question though, Jim, is we saw how good Masher Dodd was last time around. Can he find another level now and lift this Lonsdale belt?
Yeah, well, I would say of the two, Cardle is the one who you would expect can improve on the previous performance. But tonight, Dodd comes to the ring knowing he deserves to be here. He was a massive underdog last time. He is not a massive underdog tonight. He's not the favourite, but he's not a big underdog. We kept it simple last time. I expect him to do pretty much the same. The big question is, can Cardle produce better than he did last time? If not, he could lose his title tonight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring the champion, Scotty Cardle!
And Scotty Cardle is getting exactly the same reception as he got in this arena last November when they first met, and Cardle has subsequently admitted he let the crowd get to him. He boxed completely the wrong fight, got into a bit of a tear-up, got badly cut, got involved when he shouldn't have done, learned some very harsh lessons, but Jim, he still found a way to get the job done and get the finish. And I've been speaking to Scotty this week. He knows what he's got to do tonight, and he said, if I make the same mistakes again, I more or less deserve to lose, but you see him coming in. This is a man who's completely refocused.
Yeah, well, by his own admission, when he thought he was streaks above Sean Dodd the last time they met. And if you're not worried about an opponent, then you're waiting for a disaster to happen because you're not keyed up, and you cannot get yourself primed up during a fight. You have to sit in the dressing room worried about losing. He didn't do that last time. I bet he did it this time. I expect a far better Scotty Cardle tonight.
Yeah, he walked out of this arena. I bumped into him. He walked out of this arena last November, even though he got the last round stoppage win, and he said, I feel like I've lost. He said, I feel like I lost every round. Got very, very lucky. He won't get away with that a second time. Yeah, it's one we're really looking forward to. Two guys who contrast in so many different ways, don't they? Scotty Cardle, a really good high-class international, boxed in a couple of world championships back in 05 and 07, and Masher Dodd, who knew nothing about boxing until he walked into an amateur show at the age of 24, took a look around and said, I like the look of this, and he found the right place to be for him. So now we are ready for a rematch that we have really been looking forward to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport proudly presents the rematch we've all been waiting for. 12 rounds of boxing for the British Lightweight Championship and the coveted Lord Lonsdale's Challenge Belt. Sponsored by Dufferbed, StubHub, Scott's Menswear, and WeBuyAnyHouse.com. We are live on Sky Sports, and we continue to bring you the very best ringside seat in the business. And for the millions of viewers joining us around the world, welcome to Liverpool! All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Our supervisor is Alistair Hayes, area rep Sally C, our chief inspector Robin Smith, and ladies and gentlemen, our inspectors working the red and blue corner are Richard Thomas and Robin Smith. Our medical officers, Dr. Nesbitt, Dr. Banks, Dr. Sahar, and Dr. Lamb. Our timekeeper at the bell is Gary Grennan. And our three scoring judges are Phil Edwards, John Keane, and Victor Lachlan. And when the bell rings and the action begins, the man in the middle, the man in charge, is Marcus MacDonald of Twickenham. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go! Introducing to you, where dreams come true. He's fighting out of the red corner wearing the red trunks. He weighed in at 9 stone, 7 pounds, 8 ounces. A 12-fight record, 10 wins, 2 inside the scheduled distance and 2 defeats. He comes to the ring as a former British title challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, from Birkenhead, it's Sean Marshall! Weighed in at 9 stone, 8 pounds, 8 ounces. A 19-fight record, 19 wins, 6 inside the scheduled distance. The former undefeated Central Area and English lightweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning and defending British lightweight champion in the whole of the coveted Lonsdale Challenge belt from Little St Anne's. Time to meet Scotty for the British Lightweight Championship.
Scotty, Sean. Right, expect your back in dressing room, you know what I expect. Act like professionals at all times, obey my instructions, and watch your heads, okay? Keep it nice and clean. Any questions? Let's go to work.
If it's half as good as the first meeting, we are in for real excitement here. What lessons has Scotty Cardle learned from that first encounter? And what improvements have Masha Dodd managed to find? Can he make the next step and take that Lonsdale belt? Or will Scotty Cardle assert his authority on this one? It's Cardle, the champion, in the black, Masha Dodd in the red. This for the British lightweight title in a very, very atmospheric arena that is almost 100% pro Masha Dodd.
I always think it's a really good sign when a fighter sells a lot of tickets. Masha Dodd, as you've said, sold him 50 grand's worth of tickets. You don't bring people along to see you lose. He fancies he's going to win this. As I said, he kept it simple last time, and it looks like he's going to do pretty much the same thing. Hands high, just edge forward, and look for the mistakes. I don't expect Cardle to make quite so many mistakes this time as he did last time.
Well, already Cardle is using some of the skills that we know he has. Movement. And there was a big cheer there when the right hand got thrown, but Cardle blocked that off, and he made Dodd miss. And this is much more intelligent from Cardle, who got drawn into completely the wrong fight. This is what he's good at. His reflex is terrific, and movement are really good. And we didn't see any of that in the first fight. And here he is, back to the Scotty Cardle that we've seen develop through the course of his career. And Dodd needs to try and draw him into a street fight if he possibly can.
See, Dodd does come forward in straight lines. He does a tight defence, which is sensible. But if Cardle lets the punches go 2s and 3s, you have to expect they're going to catch Dodd as he comes forward. Not a lot happening from Cardle as yet. Plenty of movement. Kind of scouting mission, if you like.
But the movement is doing a good job of frustrating Masha Dodd here, maybe just sowing some seeds of doubt in the mind of the Birkenhead man. And as you say, Cardle not landing a lot, but when they had a little flurry there was a lovely little left hook that got through to the body from the champion. And he went downstairs again there. It's bright and it's positive, and more to the point, much more intelligent boxing this from Scotty Cardle, who is making Dodd reach and miss.
Yeah, when you see Dodd missing wildly like that, you know, it kind of gives the impression that he is being outboxed. And a lot of thought getting into what Cardle's doing here, taking no chances whatsoever. Hands are still low. A nice little burst. See, that's the little 2 and 3 punch burst that he's going to have to use.
And this is where Scotty Cardle will win. Well, got through eventually with the third one there, Masha Dodd, but Cardle will win the speed battle every time against Masha Dodd. And this is much more like it from Cardle's perspective. Early days, but positive signs for the champion.
Box, there, just got to pace you down, all right? Keep the feints going, when he draws, then counter, bang, bang, and out.
That's Joe Gallagher issuing the instructions. Talking to Joe a couple of weeks ago, I got a very strong impression that he was not over-impressed at what Scotty Cardle did in the first fight, and that words may have been exchanged. Anyway, let's see what Masha Dodd can do here in this second round. A man who's overcome some odds before in his career to get to this point. He was knocked out at a lower weight super featherweight by Andy Townend in a Central Area title fight. Townend has since gone on to establish himself as one of the big pound-for-pound punchers in British boxing, one to keep an eye on. But then when he got his shot unexpectedly against Gary Buckland, he really stepped up that night. He stepped up massively against Cardle in the first meeting. What can he do here?
He just has to be careful, Dodd, that he doesn't become frustrated with the tactics of Cardle. I mean, Cardle's not producing a lot himself. He took a thump around the right ear a couple of seconds ago. He's making Dodd miss.
But missing
not
badly,
really coming,
Jim. Missing very badly.
You got to be coming back with more counters. He's just frustrating Dodd at the moment, but you know, the judges like to see counter punches. You don't win fights, you know, without landing punches. But a lot more thought into what he's doing this time.
He also cut up badly in that first fight, though. The heads came together, and Cardle, who does have a tendency to cut, came off much the worse. Little raid there from Dodd, but again, not much damage done. I bumped, you know, as I said, I bumped into him at the end of the night. He looked like he'd been through a car windscreen, Cardle. He was an absolute mess. So that's something they're going to have to watch tonight as well.
I mean, Dodd has been completely outboxed again in the second round here. He's been hitting fresh here. That's what Cardle has to do. Every now and again, little busts of punches. As I say, there's not a lot of head movement from Dodd. It's not his style. So little clusters of punches will be the order of the day.
He's a very positive, engaging guy, Masha Dodd. A lot of self-belief. But you do just wonder if Cardle can continue to make him miss badly. At what point do you think Dodd's saying to himself, I'm in a bit of trouble here, I can't land? And again, he's really struggling to nail Cardle down.
And over the longer distance, missing with so many punches, you know, takes the energy from you. He's keeping a nice tight defence, Dodd. He's not doing anything silly. He's not becoming frustrated. He has been outboxed, though.
And Cardle is doing a nice job drawing leads and then just landing his own counters. And Dodd taking his time, wondering what he's got to do, because he's just getting dazzled by Cardle's movement here. As you say, Jim, not an awful lot. It's not like Cardle's giving him a lesson in terms of firepower, but he's just making him miss, frustrating him, and just giving the impression that he's in control and that he's running this one.
Close round again, yeah? He might have just licked up by himself.
The slip and you move, all right? You don't get stuck with your feet, all right? Yeah. You're moving, but as you're coming out too tall. Okay. Stay low, all right? Okay. Don't overcomplicate things. If you're out, you've got. Don't come back into the danger zone, all right? Good boxing, lovely. See, he's just waiting and pouring. Next thing, you'll be 6 rounds down. It'll take more chances, but you've got to be switched on all the time. For any sloppy jab, boom, right hand. Any sloppy jab, slip inside. The right uppercuts and the left uppercuts are key, son. No, but listen. You just stay relaxed, but just wait. And as soon as he comes, drop it and let it go. All right, okay. And when you've landed it, move.
10 seconds, corners.
The that Joe Gallagher was talking about there, he mentioned while we were away, was the right uppercut. He said that's the key. So that's clearly what they're trying to draw Masha Dodd into. It's something we've seen with previous Gallagher fighters. Stephen Smith knocked Gary Buckland's spark out with one of those right uppercuts. Maybe that's what they're trying to replicate here.
I think they've sent Dodd out to change the tempo. He's going to charge. Yeah, the head's coming in now, and that is what Cardle really has to be careful of. I mean, it's no good reaching with the punches. It hasn't worked for 2 rounds, so I think Dodd wants to raise the tempo and try to make this into more of a, a barroom brawl.
A street fight, yeah. That's exactly what he wants to draw Cardle into, because he's not going to outbox him. But can he out-hustle him?
He's maybe going to have to be just a little bit more adventurous than he has been. Put punches together as well. When you're in with tricky customers, leading with single punches not going to work. It hasn't worked for 2 rounds for Dodd. He's doing the right thing at the moment. He's trying to get his feet closer and raise the tempo, but doesn't want to get flash, doesn't want to lose his concentration.
Now Marcus McDonald just calming this down. The first sign of any niggly stuff. And certainly one of the features of the build-up to this was a lot of discussion from the Cardle camp about how Masha Dodd did lead with his head, whether deliberately or accidentally, and Cardle certainly came off the worst in those exchanges, which is why Cardle was so quick to alert Marcus McDonald to that. And again, just a clever little sharp jab, and then moving out of range from Cardle. And again, it's reach and hope to land from Dodd. He is struggling with the speed, he's struggling with his timing, and he's struggling with the distance here.
See, this time Cardle is thinking more about what's coming at him than what he's doing himself. He's dealing with the punches that Dodd throws, then he's getting the counter off. He's concentrating on what's coming towards him. Really good concentration here. The tempo has dropped back down again. That's no good for Dodd.
No, it needs to be a high tempo. They know Masha Dodd well in the Gallagher camp. They brought him in for sparring for Anthony Crolla when he boxed John Murray. They liked him. It's impossible not to like Masha Dodd. But they did feel, as Dodd tries to go to work, but nothing doing there despite the cheers from the crowd, they did feel that Cardle would have his measure in the first fight. And I think a lot of people were surprised at how Cardle just didn't establish himself. Well, he's doing a much better job here.
I just feel with these tactics, you want to make sure that judges like what you're doing, and I'm sure I would like to see more punches coming from Cardle. I'm wondering if the judges are the same, but the fact that Dodd's unable to land anything yet, well, he got that one home. That's the best punch of the round so far, and again, and again.
Yeah, another decent left hook, right on the bell.
Close to his face. think you won that round. You got caught in the corner over there, and you had the exchange. I don't think you did enough exchanges back, all right? Big breath.
Yeah.
Right, you're boxing well, but as soon as you came...
Nothing kills. Punch. Back of the head. Punch. No
Okay, listen. As soon as you came down, you allowed him to use that right hand. You've got to keep that head moving. As soon as you stood there, you've got to invite the right hand. Shoulder, bang, right hand. He led with a lovely right hand in the other round, okay? Yeah. Shoulder, you've got to come with that right hand. Shoulder, bang, back. Shoulder, back, right, uppercut. You can't stay there and take him. And watch him coming out rushing at the beginning. Keep your composure, keep dancing, all right? But make him pay when you made him miss, all right?
Which is not what he did in that last round. You saw the cut there in a very unusual place above the left ear. Definitely a case that Masha Dodd won that last round, especially with that flurry late on. Now, can the challenger build on that? He's kept his focus, which is very impressive because he's missed so much, but he hasn't been discouraged by that, and he had some success in the last 30 seconds of that last round. What can he do with it here, Masha Dodd?
Well, I think Joe Gallagher agrees with myself. It's not enough just to be making the other guy miss. You have to do something that the judges are going to like. And I don't think Cardle did it in that round. Dodd did towards the end. Thankfully, the injury is not on the eyebrow again. Obviously, a clash of heads causing that.
Once again, the Masha Dodd fans here in this arena in full voice. Dodd taking his time, looking for the openings.
Cardle has to be careful, Nick, this doesn't fall into the same pattern as last time. You know, Dodd coming forward, keeping it simple, keeping it tight. You know, and nice right hand again there. He's getting close up.
Well, that's another question, Jim. Does Dodd respect Cardle's power? Is he going to take some risk coming in to land his own shots? Neither of these two known as big punchers. Although Cardle's had a couple of very impressive wins as he's moved up in class, notably against Kirk Goodings, who he beat inside a minute with the English title on the line, which was considered a good 50-50 fight. The heads come together. Great uppercut landed there from Cardle. Dodd took it really well.
He'll come back with his own. This is better.
It was impressive the way he took that, because that was beautifully landed from Cardle, and Dodd just absorbed it.
Well, the fight caught fire there.
Yeah.
I see Dodd is damaged above the left eye.
Yeah, it's on the left eye on the inside by the look of it. So they're going to have to do some work.
See, Cardle started going to meet Dodd, and that's really what he should be doing. He should stop the march forward of Sean Dodd. I think he's trying to do that now. There's a bit more confidence in what Cardle is doing at the moment.
And Dodd had gone into southpaw stance there for a while and had come back out of it.
Well, this has been a good round so far.
And it's gone by quick, hasn't it? We're inside the last 30 seconds. Again, Dodd reaching. Cardle with that good head movement of his, making Dodd miss. It's been a better round again for Cardle, this.
It's a little graze, mate. Nothing. Shut your eye, please, match. Nothing there, mate. Minor. Shut your eyes, mate. Keep it shut.
Dodds, your cut was a punch.
Okay.
Thank you, ref.
Shut your eye, mash. Not even weird. Vaseline and pal. Good lad.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Looking good. Listen, you want to apply a bit of pressure now, you can't survive.
It's 5 now, yeah.
Don't be reckless, okay?
No, I'm not, Jim, mate.
I know what I mean when you work.
Okay,
No stretching, yeah?
Yeah.
If it's not there, don't take blood
They're telling him no stretching, but both fellas
10 seconds,
have been
corners.
damaged.
Yeah, well, a couple of good exchanges in that round, and the other heads
Seconds
coming
out.
together again.
Round 5.
And Marcus McDonald confirming that it was a punch that caused the damage to the inside of the left eye of Masha Dodd, which looked minor, and they were saying to him in his corner, that's just a little scratch, don't worry about it. But officially, caused by a cut, not a head clash. Round 5 then of this battle for the British lightweight belt, currently in the possession of Scotty Cardle, the man in the black trunks. Masha Dodd from Birkenhead, wanting to take it with him tonight. Nice little right hook from Cardle in that exchange.
I just feel Dodd has to be a little bit more adventurous. You know, he's getting close, but just maybe been a little bit obvious in his intentions. Maybe start putting punches together. Be prepared to miss. I think he's trying to be too precise, when maybe he should be prepared to miss with a couple, get him out in threes and fours. That missed wildly again.
Loading up here, and if he loads up against Cardle, the chance of success very, very minimal.
But again, not countered. Cardle is making them, you know, causing them to make glaring mistakes, but not punishing Dodd for them.
So frustrating, isn't it, when you've got a guy that moves as well as Scotty Cardle, trying to pin him down. But there he threw a couple of jabs, followed by a combination.
Still think we need more punches coming back from Cardle, Nick.
Yeah.
Not to put this beyond dispute, he has to be throwing more punches.
Well, the opportunities, the counter opportunities are there for Cardle. Bird showing some good physical strength there, just shoving Cardle back. And as you say, Cardle staying out of trouble in this round, but not offering a lot offensively himself.
I mean, he's not getting hit, so I mean, it's difficult to score the round against him. But really, to put this beyond dispute, he has to get more punches on target.
Well, he seems to be happy doing what he just did there. Made him miss, cuffed him with a single counter. And again, Dodd being able to reach with that jab.
I think Cardle should be attacking a little bit more there. Yeah, that was good stuff from Cardle.
But it's little raids, as you say. He doesn't keep the pressure on, does he? He just whips a little raid in, then gets out again. Now, here's a trick. That's a trick.
Just a stumble.
Yeah, Marcus McDonald saw that immediately. We saw it as well. The feet came together, and Dodd thought he had a knockdown, but it was immediately recognised by Marcus McDonald, and we'll have another look at that ourselves, but I certainly saw the feet get tangled up.
The thing is, you're allowing Dodd back into the fight, and Dodd's doing nothing, but the judges will score for him because he's trying to make it, and he's leading on the backhand.
And that's exactly what you're saying, Jim.
You're doing a good job of left up, but it wasn't enough. All right, but you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's making Cardle miss, but he's not doing enough to please the judges. He's not doing enough to please me. Now, that was just the legs getting together there. The punch missed, and just a complete stumble. I mean, I'm scoring the rounds to Cardle because of the boxing that we're seeing.
Okay.
But it's not a shame. The judges are going to like what he's doing.
You could easily have made that a short round.
Don't let him get giddy now. You're lifting up high, that's where you got caught then, all right?
Seconds out, round 6.
He is not out of this match, Dodd. Not by any stretch of the imagination. As we go into round 6. And you heard Joe Gallagher there, he knows it. There's a strong case that Masha Dodd has won 2 of the 5 rounds. If that is the case, he is right in this.
I mean, Scotty Cardle has to tell himself he's British champion here. Good right hand from Dodd. He's British champion, he's defending a title here. Start looking like it. Dodd again, keeping it simple as he did the last time. Is it going to start working for him again?
You've got to be impressed with Masha Dodd, whatever happens from here, because those first 2 rounds, he barely landed a punch. Frustration never once set in, he just stuck with the job. Nicked the 3rd round on my card, has done enough to nick that last round as well, and once again Marcus McDonald is just keeping this one with a lid on it, because the last one got pretty spicy. And you've said it, Jim. Joe Gallagher said it. It's all very well making the other guy miss. You've got to look like you're landing yourself.
Well, up to now, Dodd has landed the better punches in this round, not a lot of them. Cardle's the one falling short now. Good work from Dodd, yes.
Yeah, staying with it.
That's what Dodd has to do. He has to be more adventurous, be prepared to miss with punches, but put them together. Stop trying to be so precise.
Cardle launching and landing the jab. Dodd again, prepared to miss, but keeps throwing punches. Well, I think these fans that are here in support of Masha Dodd, I think they realise their man is right in this. That was better from Cardle, landed a good thumping left hand. But again, Dodd's taken it very well. And it's certainly another round that you could say Masha Dodd has pinched this on the cards.
I think he's produced the better punches so far in this round. I think the story's the same for Cardle. A lot of movement, but not enough punching.
I wonder if Scott Quigg, who's watching this at ringside, is looking at this and thinking, you know what, this reminds me of my fight with Carl Frampton. Didn't do enough work in the first half. Has Scotty Cardle done enough in the first half of this 12-rounder? Not for me. This is level at halfway.
Let's start working on it. Okay. But don't be reckless while you're doing it, okay? Step the pace up. Yeah. Step the work up. Okay. No single shot if we're going to go. There's to be combinations, twos and threes, all right? Okay. Yeah. Not sloppy. If it's not there, don't stretch with it. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Step it up, Mash.
Round 7.
There's nothing on this left eye, Mash. There's nothing there. That's cool.
Yeah, they're telling him that left eye is absolutely fine.
No, Cardle, the story's still the same.
Seconds out. Round
Needs
7.
to be doing more to hang on to this title.
Well, Danny Kelly in Masha Dodd's corner was saying, right, let's start going to work on the ribs. So let's see if Masha Dodd turns his attention to body shots as we go into the second half of this 12-rounder, which on my card, I don't know how you're seeing it, Jim, this is 3-3.
Now I've got Cardle up. I mean, I think it took Dodd a few rounds to get into this. And the couple of rounds I've given to Dodd, really, because Cardle is making him miss, but not coming back. But there he goes again, doing nothing.
And a lot of those rounds are close. It goes into the what you like territory, in which you're putting your fate in the hands of the three-scoring judges.
See, when there's not a lot happening, you know, the judges can go with the aggressor, and most of the time that is, you know, has been Dodd. But he just did so much missing in the early rounds.
No sign of any body work yet from Dodd. Cardle's been impressive with single punches. He's landed a few really good single punches, like that little right hook at the end of that exchange.
No, I think Dodd is looking more businesslike at this moment.
So impressed with the way Dodd has just shrugged off all that missing that he was doing. Certainly the first couple of rounds, that's better again from Cardle. But Dodd is really sticking to this. Good shot again though from Cardle. He's having some success here.
Good hand from Dodd.
It was.
of missing from both men
Both, yeah.
in this round.
There's nothing happening in this round now. But Dodd continuing to throw. 2 missed badly, the third one scores.
Oh, good shot.
That second one scored, that was out of the right hand. But he is prepared to throw combinations, and that's where he's getting success on the back end of these combinations, Dodd. And the work rate has dropped in this round from Cardle, who's done so much moving. I wonder if he's just maybe feeling this pace a little bit. Let's go over and join Ed Robinson, who's with Tony Bellew, and find out how they're seeing it.
A lot of missing in the fight, but how are you scoring it, first of all?
At the start of the fight, I think Masha was taken a bit back by Cardle's movements, but I know a fighter cannot keep that kind of movement up for 12 rounds. And I've actually got it 4-3 to Cardle. I just think Masha started too slowly, but now he's coming right back into it, and he seems to be catching Cardle with the more eye-catching punches. I'm a little bit shocked, to be honest, because I thought Cardle would have not got involved more, but looked to have landed the better punches. And for me, he's making Masha miss, but he's not making him pay. And the small amount that Masha is landing is more than Cardle is landing. So for me, it's a hard fight to score. It is whatever who likes best. But ultimately, I think Masha landed a more cleaner shot.
Thank you, Tony.
You're making it miss. Just make it pay.
There you're hearing it again. How many different ways can we hear this same phrase? Make him miss, make him pay. Cardle can do the first part, is not consistently getting the second part of the equation right.
I would be advising Cardle to stop counter-punching and start leading off a little bit more. He's facing a man who doesn't have a lot of head movement, who's there if you throw combinations, but he's not taking the initiative. He wants to counter, and you know, it took him to the wire last time. He knows he has the power to hurt Dodd. He proved it last time. Why is he not using that power?
Well, he won this title last May against the Welshman Craig Evans at the O2. That was razor tight after 8 rounds. And then Cardle just powered away in the championship rounds and eventually won pretty handily on the cards. He may have to repeat that here. As you heard, Tony had it 4-3 Cardle. I got it 4-3 Dodd, but it is what you like.
Yeah, I've got it the same as Big Tony. I have it 4-3 Cardle, but the fight has turned for me in Dodd's favour.
I think that's exactly how Tony saw it as well, isn't it? That he saw Dodd making the slow start, but then coming back into it.
I don't know if Dodd has a style that Cardle just can't do anything with.
Some of that confident look has left Cardle as well. He looks so comfortable in those first 2 rounds.
Well, I like Dodd in that little exchange there.
Well, how often do you see Dodd having the better of these little exchanges? Getting there first again, Masha Dodd. And starting to have a little bit of success here as Cardle drops the gloves, which he will do. But as you heard Tony say, so much movement from Scotty Cardle. That is a big part of his game, but can he keep it up for 12 rounds? And when he does slow, can Masha Dodd take advantage?
And I think the problem for Cardle, Dodd is boxing at his own pace. Okay, he's been made to miss, but he's not wasting a lot of energy. He's taking his time. And another round that Cardle didn't produce too much.
And he's never got reckless, has he, Dodd? Yes, he's missed a lot, but he's prepared to miss and then just come again. Damage on the left eye now of Scotty Cardle.
And I didn't see any heads coming together, Nick.
Well, we will have a look at that. But once again, not for the first time in his career, Scotty Cardle will need the services of Mick Williamson. And the heads coming together there, and Marcus McDonald just breaking him up. And Scotty doesn't need to be doing that. He needs to get back so that Mick Williamson can go to work. And it's a punch, Marcus McDonald confirms. That damage scored, caused by a punch.
You're not throwing shots, son. All right, I keep telling you what to do. When you're not throwing it, you're turning and you're moving. You've got to throw shots. I'm going to tell. All right, Jamie, yeah? Every time then when he came on, the right uppercut off the left hook was begging. He was coming too square on and side forward, do you understand? Square on. And he couldn't hit him with the left hook, he just span and walked him out of the right uppercut, all right? Okay? Listen to me. Take the heat of that now, he'll get boiled by that cut, all right? But every time you dip and feint, he drops his left hand. Shoot the right hand over it, will you? Hear me, Scotty. You'll fucking kick yourself. There's no way back you lose this, you know that.
Apologies.
Get out
on
of the picture
language.
after this. So go out there and fight like a champion.
But that was Joe Gallagher reading the riot act. And it's not like it's the first time Scotty's heard that. That was a real severe talking to for Scotty Cardle, and how does he respond as we go into round 9?
I would be sending Cardle out to try to take the initiative a bit more in this fight. I don't mean every second of every round, but there are times when he should be coming forward and meeting Dodd, not backing off all the while, because when you're on your heels moving back, there's no snap on your own punches, so nothing he does discourages Dodd, and Dodd looks a bit more positive than he does.
It's a very poised performance, this, from Masha Dodd. You know, we asked the question, could he find another level? Could he step up again? Well, for me, he is doing just that here.
Is there any chance Cardle is running out of steam?
I tell you, Dodd is landing some decent-looking punches here. And there is just not much coming back from Scotty Cardle. And when he did land, he took a combination. Now it's involved in a tear-up again. And Cardle looks like he's got the stomach for it, but so too does Masha Dodd.
And for me, Nick, Dodd looks the physically stronger of the two. Has all the movement, Big Tony referred to it, all the movement, all the wasted movement from Cardle. Is he beginning to blow a bit? You know, there's no authority in what Cardle's doing at the moment. He wants to nick this, he wants to steal it. He doesn't want to go out and get it.
Well, Cardle is at his most dangerous when things are up against him. Remember that early knockout against Kurt Goddings, when a lot of people had him the underdog. Remember when he was in that war with Craig Evans, he pulled away when it mattered. And remember how he found the big finish in round 12 against Masha Dodd when he needed it. He's going to need something similar here, or that Lonsdale belt might be changing hands.
Well, who have you liked so far in this round, Nick?
It's another one like that, isn't it? For me, Dodd is the man who is looking in control of this fight. And ironically, it's Cardle that looks like the man now that's starting to reach. Very disciplined performance, this, from Masha Dodd. Now Cardle looking to put some pressure on with Dodd on the ropes.
And this is what Cardle must be sent out to do. Go and defend this title. Don't try to steal a verdict. Go out and get it. But he's left it a little bit late for me in this round.
More positive there from Cardle, as you say, right on the bell. Did he do enough in that round? It was another close one. No, this is one that's going to be scrutinised by the judges if indeed it goes the distance.
Big team knows.
Right in, can't breathe.
Right. Big team breaths now.
There, every time you're letting the shots go, you're stunning him, like you said early on. But you're the British champion, have a belief. All right, okay? You're punching harder than him, you've got great movement, but you're not putting the two.
Nick, all the complaining we're hearing is coming in Cardle's corner. The Dodd corner are happy with what their man's doing. Joe Gallagher is far from happy. So, I would say Scotty Cardle, if he wants to hang on to his title, has to come out and take it to Dodd and see if he can change things in his favour.
He landed a lovely right hand.
Seconds out, round 10.
On the front foot and pushing him back.
Working overtime tonight, Gallagher, meanwhile, as you say, our neutral corners, and a timeout taken by Marcus McDonald. He was having words with Gallagher. I was just going to say, in the other corner, Sean Trodden, Danny Kelly, calm, composed. They've done such a great job developing this man to British title standard. Is he on the threshold of the biggest win of his career as we go into round 10?
Well, that's the first time I've had Dodd up in the fight. I have him 1 point up at the moment. So Cardle, once again, as he did the last time, has to prove he's a real champion and turn this around as he did the last time.
We disagree on one round, but that one round makes it a 3-point card for me, which means Cardle's got to come out and win these last 3 rounds. Well, these cards, of course, all unofficial. All to play for, though, as we go into these last 3.
No, Dodd is backing off. Why? When what he's doing is working so well, why is he backing off?
Cardle makes him miss as well. Remember how Dodd came apart right at the end of the fight in November. Is Cardle saving something up?
Cardle's eye injury has worsened.
It always does with Scotty Cardle. He cuts so badly. Dodd again, being the aggressor. Not everything scoring and landing, but again, nothing coming back from Cardle. Cardle looks like he's trying to go to work here. Dodd covering up as Cardle now opens up. And it's becoming a street fight. The Cardle looks like he fancies all of a sudden.
Well, that's what I would be sending Cardle out to do. No more of the fancy dance stuff.
Well, he's got that in his armoury. We've seen it before. But he hasn't subdued Masha Dodd. He certainly hasn't silenced the Dodd fans in the audience. And again, Dodd boxing well within himself here, launching a big right hand. Last 20 seconds, what a story this would be if Masha Dodd does take this belt. Long, long way to go still, but he must be close. And Cardle knows it. Right hook to the body from Cardle. Trying to get through this high guard here. Cardle really going for it. Another body shot. Last few seconds of the round, Cardle pouring it on.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. Lovely work. When you put him to the ropes, as you've seen then, he's putting his hands up nice and tight. He's trying to protect, okay? Yeah, you got to hit that body and bring the right uppercut up, all right? Yeah? You've got to aim for that nose, son. German. Yeah. Okay? Pop, pop. And he ain't wanting to exchange, he's struggling to breathe. All right, so you've got to make him work. Hit the body. He'll kind of have to protect the nose, but hit the body, yeah? And then come up with the uppercuts. I need 2 more rounds like that, champion, to keep your belt. I think you've got 1 down now. Okay?
Everything there, son.
Well, that's how Gallagher sees it. Cardle,
Got to win these last
1
2
down.
rounds. You don't win these last 2 rounds, you're not British champion no more.
Seconds out, round 11.
I think you've got it level now, Jim.
Yeah, I gave the last round to Cardle, squaring things up.
Johnny Nelson also watching. We've had a word with him. He's got Masha Dodd by 3 with 2 to go. On one thing we're all agreed, if Scotty Cardle wants to keep this belt, he is going to have to put together 6 minutes of high quality work here. It's a nail chewer, this one. It really is. Not the explosiveness of their first meeting, but in many ways a lot more intriguing, this second installment.
No, I still don't see a charge from Scotty Cardle that Joe Gallagher was asking for.
Cardle looks to launch the big right hand here, but Dodd absorbs everything, comes back with his own punches as well. Decent, straight, hard-looking jab there from Cardle, just briefly stood Masha Dodd up. Now Dodd's got to keep it together here. The concentration from the challenger has been terrific tonight. Never lost that focus. It's been a very mature performance from a guy who in boxing terms is so inexperienced. It's been a much better performance technically than his first fight with Cardle. Good work again from Dodd. Cardle needs to just stamp some authority on this round. It's slipping away from him.
At least Cardle is coming forward now, but he's shipping punches.
But he's getting caught when he does.
Yep, shipping punches as he does that.
That was better from Cardle.
Dodds' jab still working well.
Just listen to this place. They sense it might be happening for their man. Look for the uppercut there. Didn't come up for him.
Yeah, and he took the counter.
Amazing to think less than a year ago Masha Dodd was seeing himself just as a journeyman, just a guy that would travel to be an opponent. Then he got that break against Gary Buckland, boxed brilliantly that night. Terrific performance here in November in a losing effort against Cardle. But now, for me, Masha Dodd is 3 minutes away from becoming British champion.
Big deep breaths. Right, listen, he's going to come flying out of the blocks now, because we're ahead.
Hey.
Yeah? He was leaving it hot and silly now. We're ahead here.
Great fight, son. Last round, okay, so last round.
We're ahead, he's going to come flying. Defence has got to be tight. Okay?
Always dangerous telling your man he's ahead in a tight fight.
You're behind.
Always
You're
dangerous.
British champion. If you stay British champion, you have to win by knockout. You've got to throw punches. All right? If you don't want it, I'll throw the towel in now. Do you want it? Right, well, go out and do it. You've got 1 round to win this. All right? Change that right uppercut all along.
Keep still.
He did it in the last round, the last
You've got
time.
the ability. I believe in you. They believe in you. Let's go. Come on.
But he has got to do it again here, Scotty Cardle. Can he force a stoppage here? Or will Masha Dodd become one of the unlikeliest British champions in a long, long time? The last round, it's all there for Masha Dodd, but what can Cardle come up with? Can he pull another rabbit out of the hat like he did in November?
As you see, I have Dodd 1 point up. All he needs is a cool head. He knows Cardle has to push this. He has to commit himself. He will make mistakes. Lovely stuff there. Nice job from Dodd. Good work from Cardle.
Now Cardle belatedly looking for that uppercut. But Dodd won't be budged here. Such poise from Masha Dodd. He's really stuck to this so well tonight.
Good body shot from Dodd.
Yeah.
And uppercut.
And it's Dodd that's forcing the pressure here. He's got to be careful. But he clearly fancies this. Both men really going for it here in this last round. 2 minutes left, and it's toe-to-toe stuff. What a terrific fight. I thought they would have to go some to top the last one. This is better. And if Dodd wins, wouldn't you like to see a trilogy?
Well, how cool is Dodd? He's just keeping his cool, working the jab. Terrific performance from him.
Luke Campbell, of course, winning the Commonwealth belt last week. The division so deep in talent domestically. And is Scotty Cardle's reign coming to an end here? You heard it in one corner, you're ahead. You heard it in the other corner, you're behind. Is Dodd making a case to earn the right to keep his belt here, or is Masha Dodd making the case that he takes the belt back across the Mersey with him? For me, Scotty Cardle has 40 seconds to save his reign.
Yeah, Nick, for me, the title is changing hands at the moment, unless Cardle can come up with what he did last time.
It's just an electric...
Oh, good shot.
It really is. Is it Dodd that's going to get the big stoppage right at the death here? Dodd really putting on a show here and enjoying this. 15 seconds left. What a performance from Masha Dodd.
He's having his biggest round when Cardle's the one who needs it.
I can't hear you, Jim. This place is just going berserk, and well it should. If he hasn't won this thing, there's going to be a riot. By 3 for me.
I've got it by 2, Nick. Not a happy-looking young man there, is it?
Taking it, baby!
He knows it, and I think Cardle knows it too. Well, you said it early, Jim, because he was doing such a good job with his movement and his defences in the first 2 rounds, Scotty Cardle. But you were saying it even then, he's not throwing enough back, and that became a problem, a bigger problem, the longer the fight went on.
You got to give the judges something they like to see. They like to see movement, they like to see you make another guy miss, but they want counters. Fights are won on punches landed. And Cardle was making him miss, but not punishing him. And what a terrific last round from Sean Dodd. When Cardle was the one who needed the big round, Dodd met him head on and took it away from him. Body shots head. I just wonder, there were signs that Cardle didn't have a lot in the tank in the last third of the fight. I don't know.
Steve Wood, his manager, celebrating there with him, and what a job Steve has done guiding his career. Good spirit between the two of them at the finish as well, which is always good to see. But what a story of Cardle, or rather what a story of Dodd has won this. You got him by 2, I've got him by 3. Johnny had him well clear. I think Johnny might even have it wider. This is a guy, remember, who got an opportunity at the death against Gary Buckland, and he grabbed that, sent Gary into retirement, put up such an effort against Cardle in the first fight, came apart in the last round, but it was so close that we needed the rematch. And here, 2 rounds adrift after 2, but then just took over. Is it all over for Scotty Cardle? Is this belt changing hands tonight? I think we are ready for the official announcement.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before the judges' scorecards, referee Marcus McDonald has insisted you show your appreciation to 2 very, very game boxers in what can only be described as one of the great contests of the year. Victor Lachlan scores a contest 114-114, a draw. John Keane scores a contest 114-114, a draw. Phil Edwards scores a contest 116-114 in favour of Cardle. It is a technical draw, therefore your champion remains the British lightweight champion, Scotty Cardle.
What can you say? What can you say?
Nick, you can complain I had it by 2 points, so that means 1 round of a difference and I would have had it level. But I like, after a good 12-rounder, Nick, to think back over the 12 rounds, not mathematically, and say, ask myself, who deserves to go home as champion? And that's Sean Dodd. To me, that's Sean Dodd. You can't argue with officials. Officials see things the way you see them.
They see what they see.
But no one did Sean Dodd a favour. The missing he was doing in the early rounds, if you scored all of those rounds to Cardle, he had a mountain to climb. I thought he climbed that mountain and more. I think he should be British champion tonight.
Just remember Joe Gallagher, what he was saying. in that last round, going into that last round. There's no way Joe thought he had this. No way. But as you say, it's down to the officials what they see. Can't help feeling Masha Dodd has been very badly treated here by the officials. Not one of them saw it in his favour, when all of us on this side of the ropes did. But there you go. Scotty Cardle keeps the belt by the slimmest of margins. And Masha Dodd will come away with an awful lot more respect, if that's possible. He's just gone up another notch in everyone's estimation, and he's a very classy guy. I mean, just look at his reaction there. A real classy guy, as is Scotty Cardle, it has to be said. Let's hear from the two of them.
Scotty Cardle, Sean Dodd, well done. Another terrific fight to watch. First of all, Scotty, you cling on to your British title. There boos around here. Did you feel you'd done enough?
Yeah, I do, to be honest. The first half of the fight, I thought I dominated it. He didn't land a shot on me. Every credit to the crowd, I don't mind that.
But Joe Gallagher was saying to you, after the 11th round, you've got to go and knock him out.
Yeah, he did. And don't get me wrong, I was making him miss, but I just wasn't coming back with anything. I was just admiring the shots, and that's at the end of the day. That's why we're here. If I did make him pay with the counters, then it would have been a different story. But that's why we have to go back to the drawing board and do it all over again.
Sean, it started with a lot of movement from Scotty Cardle, which frustrated you at times, but you seemed to get a grip, patiently get behind your jab. First of all, you didn't get one of the judges scoring it for you. Do you think that's really unfair?
I'm not a judge, and you know, I don't know how they score. I don't know anything like that. I leave it to them. That's their job, so I've got nothing to say to that. And you know, the results. I've got no complaints. You know, I just do what I could do in there. And going back to the first question, we expected that him to be moved for the first 4 rounds. So a couple of shots I missed. I was a bit eager, you know, but because I was in great shape. But after the 4th round, I started finding my range, then started tagging him. And from then on, I felt I was in control. And I was just enjoying myself, enjoyed the fight.
Of course, it is all about the judges, but there's plenty of people at ringside who felt you won, and won by 2, 3, maybe 4 rounds.
Yeah, well, you know, in my opinion, I thought I won. You know, as you can see at the end of the fight, I sort of celebrated. But, you know, people from outside, they've got a different view of it. You know, that's their opinion. Judges, that's their opinion. So, you know, the result is the result. I'm just happy to be in good health, good fight. I thank for Eddie and Steve for getting me the shot, Scott for turning up. Only joking. And you know, I'm good to go again another day. So
I think we want you to go again, because you two seem to have the styles that make very close fights.
What am I going to do to get the 3rd fight?
Oh, where will we?
I'm coming down to Blackpool. I'm going to hound him. I'm going to do Shannon Briggs. Go on, champ. Go on, fight me, champ.
Do you want him again a 3rd time?
Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
So well done, both of you, for the 12 rounds. And it couldn't be split. I hope you have a drink afterwards together and enjoy yourself. You're a credit to the sport, both of you. Thank you.
Well, Sean Dodd doesn't seem that upset, but the crowd are booing. What did you think of the decision, first of all, Johnny?
What a gent Sean Dodd is. Scotty Cardle, they both put up a good performance. I don't agree with the decision. I thought Dodd won it by at least 3 rounds. And sometimes when you've got to find and I know I love Cardle's style, when you're skipping and slipping a shot, you've got to come back with something. And that's where you get the points back. I don't think Cardle was doing enough of that to merit even the draw.
The scorecards up there, Tony, what do you make of them?
I had Dodd the winner on the night by 2 rounds. I just think, I said this through the Twitter feed that I had, I said the movement will show later on in the fight, because Scotty moved so much early doors that I knew it would come back to haunt him later on.
You think he was wasting energy?
Of course. The movement was all well and good, evading punches, but by not making somebody pay, by using so much movement, it's a detriment to you down the stretch. And that's exactly what happened.
And what Dodd was trying to do is draw him into a fight. Cardle knew after the last fight, his boxing ability should get him the win. So he's trying to slip, he's trying to move, he's trying to make him miss. And at times it looked a little messy, but it wasn't effective because he wasn't come back with counters. And then midway through the round, this is when he started to give Dodd what he wanted.
But the movement, Johnny, wasn't effective enough to take that off his game plan. He was happy to give them first 2 rounds up, and then he thought, well, this guy has got to start hitting me to be winning this fight. And Cardle just weren't landing early going. I had Cardle up 4-2 after 6, but then I felt like I was being a little bit harsh on Dodd, because without Dodd there was no fight.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the plot kind of thickened, and it kind of switched a little bit, because Cardle knew the better punches were coming from Dodd, and that's when Cardle started pressing and Dodd was picking the better shots.
I will tell you the truth, I thought before this fight took place, I thought Cardle would be the one that came and won this well and comfortably, because I thought Dodd would be outsmart himself and try and outbox Cardle, but he didn't. Stuck to his game plan, hunted him down, dogged him down to draw him into his fight. Once he did that, then it made it even Stevens. And again, if you're in front of an opponent and you're slipping, you're just trying to slip the shot, but you're not dropping the shot in, it makes no difference.
He was falling short with his own
it's not
counters
effective.
quite a bit, wasn't he? Why was that?
Because I think he was trying to frustrate Dodd into making a mistake, to frustrate him, say, look at my box stability, but you can't stand back and admire your work. You've got to benefit and you've got to profit from
Johnny,
it.
when you make someone miss, you've got to make them pay. It's just quite that simple. If you're going to go in there and show the art of defence, you have to show the art of counter-punching too, and he didn't get it off enough tonight.
And Joe Gallagher, he said to him, you heard him in the corner,
time and time
you've got
again.
to pick it up. And so you know there was an issue there. I don't agree with the decisions. I think Dodd should be walking away British champion, but you know what a fight. I'd love to see a
good fight. Want to see a third. A big talent factor in all of this. Look at the reactions from both guys at the end. That for me is enough. And Cardle walked away to the corner, looked a little bit dejected, head down. Dodd was celebrating. And that is a big factor. When a fight is over, look at the guys' reactions.
Yeah.
I just think Dodd's style is something that Cardle can't deal with. He doesn't know how. Dodd doesn't know what he's going to do sometimes. So how can Cardle judge him? How can he maintain any kind of rhythm against a guy who just is so unpredictable? And that for me was the winning thing with Dodd tonight. The fact that he's so unpredictable is what makes him so effective.
If styles make fights and you were advising or managing or promoting Scotty Cardle, would you send him a different direction, perhaps?
The last two rounds of this fight, just like their last fight, Cardle put his foot on the pedal, put it on him, and all of a sudden you thought, wow. And he turned it around the last fight. I think he left it a little too late this fight to start trying to pressure Dodd into his style of fight and make him get into a stand-up. So I honestly think, you know what? I don't think he can improve on that. Where
Johnny,
I think Dodd
but on
can.
the counter, what style is Dodd? Because 1 minute he's an all-out slugger, the next he doesn't have a style then, so you can't counteract him. You can't come into the ring with a game plan that's going to work, because the man doesn't have a style. He's so unorthodox, he's so hard to prepare for. Cardle's ideal style, he's a counter-puncher. He slips, he moves, he uses legs. When it wasn't going his way tonight, he couldn't change it up. When he went forward, he got nailed for fun by Dodd. Like I said, Dodd's style, the fact that he has no style is what makes him effective.
There's room for improvement on Dodd. Is there a Cardle?
Well done to both of them. Next up, the first of our Anglo-French showdowns at super middleweight. Liverpool's Rocky